Governor Doug Burgum held a press conference Tuesday on how public schools are expected to resume education come this fall.
I think of this like turning off a light switch. That was the easy part. It was a hard decision, important, difficult decision. Reopening the schools is going to be a much more of a challenge than it was to close them, and it's going to take more leadership from more people across the state.
And with that, the governor announces we have a dual mission to help schools reopen while keeping students and educators safe. Yesterday, he announced the K-12 Smart Restart Plan, which puts the control in the hands of individual school districts. Every district must have plans to teach students in person, from a distance, or a combination of both. He says we have a responsibility to not only provide children a good education, but to also keep them safe. He went on to say schools will have to think about creating more distance, opening windows, and getting students from one room to the other when the bell rings. Which brings us now to the latest numbers from the health department, reporting 55 new cases of the coronavirus, bringing the overall total here in the state to 4,493. And there was another death, unfortunately, a Cass County woman with underlying health conditions in her 80s. Here's a look at those new 55 cases broken down by county. Williams saw the highest with 15. Cass had 11, Burley 7, Morton 4, Montreal and Grand Forks counties each saw 3, Bottineau had 2, and all the counties you see here on your screen each reported 1 new case apiece. 32 additional people have recovered from the coronavirus, meaning there are now 720 active cases here in the state, and a little more than 235,000 tests have been administered to date. And for the latest information on the coronavirus, including resources, the latest case numbers, and prevention, head to our website, kxnet.com. In other news, a Bismarck man who admitted to setting a fire to a Bible inside Bismarck's North Walmart in December will spend about 11 more months in prison. Court records showed 27-year-old Andrew Ells was sentenced to spend 3 years in prison, with half of the time suspended. He was arrested in December of 2019 for starting a fire in Walmart's Garden Center. In March, Ells pleaded guilty to endangering by fire or explosion, a Class C felony. Ells was given credit for 211 days already served. He was also sentenced to 3 years of probation following his release. A Class B felony arson charge was dropped in March. A restitution hearing is scheduled for August 11th in South Central District Court to determine how much Ells owes to Walmart. All right, switching gears here, looks like we have the possibility of severe weather in the next couple of days, Amber.
We certainly do, especially towards the end of the work week. Now today, it's a quiet day. We're starting off nice and sunny, but we will pull in a little cloud cover later today. Here's the forecast. You can see here by this afternoon, folks in western North Dakota seeing a little more cloud cover. We could see a few showers into the overnight, but that's the extent of our rain, because Thursday we're looking at a mostly sunny and pretty clear day with temperatures back into the 80s. It's going to be a hot day again tomorrow. Things change for Friday. So what's going to happen is at the surface, we're going to have this surface wind that's pulling in moisture. A couple of fronts will roll through, and that's going to spur some convection. These storms could certainly be severe. So we're looking at this afternoon, by the afternoon, some storms firing off in central North Dakota. At some place here in central or western North Dakota, we'll get a little bit more of a better look as we get a little closer and we get more data in. But these storms look to be carrying some large hail and damaging wind, certainly some heavy downpours into Friday evening. And so there are some of us who are already under the risk for severe storms. The Storm Prediction Center already issuing a marginal and a slight risk for Friday. Again, this is for Friday, so we'll be watching for this chance for some storms, because a lot of folks may be heading to the lake on Friday afternoon or heading camping. So here's the forecast for Dickinson. Mid-80s tomorrow, around 90 on Friday. Same within Williston. We're looking at around 90 on Friday. That's our hottest day in the forecast. And here's your forecast for Minot. 7 days here of some pretty seasonable temperatures with that spike on Friday. Chances for some storms again on Sunday. Maybe not looking as robust as Friday, but we'll certainly be watching those as well. Here's the Bismarck 7-day forecast. Really heating up on Friday. It's going to be hot and probably a little humid for many. 80s there as we head into the weekend. Josh?
All right, thanks, Amber. Now let's take a look at today's top stories. The head of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention believes face masks are the key to slowing the spread of the coronavirus in the U.S. On Tuesday, CDC Director Robert Redfield said if everyone wore one, the outbreak might be brought under control within 2 months. His comments came as the country's COVID-19 death toll rose to over 136,000. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has once again been hospitalized. The 87-year-old was admitted to Baltimore's Johns Hopkins Hospital on Monday. A statement from the court said she would undergo several days of treatment for a possible infection. Coming up after Good Day Dakota, CBS This Morning will bring you more on the big stories of the day. The pandemic is causing a lot of change all over the country and even to U.S. currency, but more specifically, coins. The U.S. Mint says the shortage is from fewer retail sales and lower deposits from stores during the shutdown. Now, stores like Walmart and Home Depot are asking customers to limit cash use and consider using their cards instead. Local small business owners say they might have to do the same. One business owner tells us her bank is allowing her to take a certain amount of coins. 2020 has been a challenging year for almost everyone because of the coronavirus, and state lotteries are not immune either. Nearly every state saw different outcomes because of the pandemic. In North Dakota, lottery sales rely heavily on big national jackpots, which haven't materialized this year, so sales were already down, and then the virus hit. Sales through June 30th stood at 24.3 million compared to 35.3 million at the end of last June. North Dakota lottery officials say online pick-and-click sales were up slightly, but not enough to offset the losses in other areas. All right, switching gears, it looks like it's going to be dry today.
Yeah, we're looking at some sunshine for today, increasing clouds into the afternoon, but it is going to be hotter. Take a look at your afternoon, daytime highs. Many of us will make our way into the low to mid 80s. This map here shows pretty much our average temperatures for July 15th as well. Overnight tonight, a pretty seasonable overnight with widespread 50s. And then we're really eyeballing Friday. So we're going to stay mostly dry today and tomorrow. And Fridays when we'll pick up our chances for severe storms. So you'll want to stay tuned to KX News and KXNet.com because we'll be having the latest as we hone in on a front that could bring in some pretty dangerous storms late Friday, again into Friday evening. And in terms of the timing on this and the placement, well, right now you can see where we're looking at, but it certainly could shift a little bit in the next 48 hours because, again, we are well over 48 hours out here. So lots of sunshine there, and temperatures as we head towards the end of the work week could be in the 90s on Friday. Cooling a little bit for the weekend, Josh. It looks like we could see some 70s and 80s back into the weekend.
All right, sounds good, Amber. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us on Good Day Dakota. CBS This Morning, straight ahead.